Do you believe in the saying that once a cheater, always a cheater? Today, we'll be embarking on a journey that will challenge this and other deeply ingrained relationship myths. Myths that more often than not affect our thoughts and influence our actions. From the belief that you can change your partner to the notion that love conquers all, today, we'll be tackling some of the most common and widely accepted relationship myths Nigerians usually believe. And we're not stopping there. We're also going to dive deep into the misconceptions surrounding rebound sex and the elusive idea of a perfect relationship. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to question everything you thought you knew about relationships, because in the next few moments, we will be debunking, dissecting, and demystifying these myths, so prepare to have your beliefs challenged. Number 1. Changing your partner. How often do you see Nigerian men and women who consciously or subconsciously believe they can change their partner? It's a refrain that echoes through the annals of relationship history, a hopeful anthem sung by those convinced they possess the power to mold their partners into their ideal versions. This is myth number 1, the belief that you can change your husband, wife, boyfriend, or girlfriend. Why do most Nigerians subconsciously cling to this myth? Well, it's often rooted in a fundamental misunderstanding of human nature, where we confuse the potential for growth with the ability to influence that growth directly. We see the raw material in our partners and believe we can chisel away the rough edges, sculpting them into a masterpiece of our own design. But here's the thing, change, true and lasting change, comes from within. It's a consequence of personal introspection, determination, and a sincere desire to improve. It's really not something that can be externally imposed or enforced. Consider the story of Emily and Mark. Emily, a health-conscious gym enthusiast, was determined to transform Mark, a self-confessed junk food addict, into a green smoothie guzzling, early morning jogging partner. She tried everything from hiding his stash of chips to signing him up for a gym membership, but all her efforts were met with resistance. Mark didn't want to change, so he did not, and Emily, frustrated and exhausted, had to learn the hard way that change cannot be forced. The reality is, while we may inspire our partners to change, the decision ultimately lies with them. We can provide support, encouragement, and even the resources needed, but we cannot make the decision for them. It's a journey they must embark on by themselves and for themselves. So, the next time you find yourself hoping to change your husband, wife, boyfriend, or girlfriend, remember that the only person you have control over is yourself. You can choose how you react, how you adapt, and how you grow in a relationship, and that in itself can be a powerful catalyst for change. In other words, when you are in a relationship, the only person you can ever hope to change is yourself. Number 2. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Is cheating a one-time mistake or a life sentence? This is a question that has stirred up quite a debate over the years. The common belief is that once a person cheats, they're bound to do it again. Once a cheater, always a cheater, they say. But how accurate is this statement? Let's delve into the psychology behind cheating for a moment. People cheat for a multitude of reasons. Some may cheat out of dissatisfaction or unhappiness in their current relationship, while others may do it out of impulse or a desire for new experiences. Cheating is a complex issue that cannot be boiled down to a simple cause and effect. Now, let's consider this. If cheating is often a symptom of a larger issue, doesn't it stand to reason that if the underlying problem is addressed, the likelihood of repeated infidelity can be reduced? Let's not forget that people have the capacity to learn from their mistakes and grow. Take John, for example. John cheated on his partner in his early 20s. He was young, immature, and unhappy in his relationship. After the fallout, he took time to reflect, mature, and understand the gravity of his actions. Fast forward to today, John is in a committed relationship and has remained faithful for over a decade. Then there's Susan. She cheated once in a moment of weakness. She felt guilty, confessed to her husband, and they worked through it. Today, Susan and her husband have a stronger relationship than ever before. These examples are not anomalies, they are real-life instances that show people can change. Indeed, trust is hard to rebuild, but it's not impossible. It's important to remember that every situation is unique and every individual is capable of change, so painting all cheaters with the same brush can prevent people from growing and learning from their mistakes. This isn't to say that cheating is acceptable or should be overlooked. Rather, it's a reminder that people are complex beings capable of change and growth. So, before you buy into the theory that once a cheater, always a cheater, remember that people can change, and that includes cheaters. Number 3. Rebound sex. Does rebound sex heal heartbreaks or just a temporary band-aid? This is a question that has sparked debates in many social circles, and today, we're diving deep into this fascinating myth. Rebound sex is a term that's often tossed around casually, almost as if it is a rite of passage after a breakup. It's perceived as a quick fix, a way to heal the heart, to fill the void left by a lost love. But is it really the panacea it's made out to be? The idea of rebound sex implies that engaging in a physical relationship shortly after a breakup will somehow alleviate the emotional pain, but let's take a moment to consider this. Can an act that's fundamentally physical truly mend an emotional wound? Now, there's no denying that rebound sex might offer a temporary relief, a fleeting distraction from the pain. It could also provide a momentary ego boost and a short-lived sense of validation, but is that enough to heal a broken heart? When we look at the emotional impact of rebound sex, it's important to understand that emotions are not just switches we can flip on and off. Heartbreak is a profound emotional experience, and it requires time and introspection to heal. Masking the pain with temporary distractions might make it seem like you're moving on, but in reality, it's more like putting a band-aid on a deep injury. Studies have shown that rebound sex can sometimes lead to feelings of regret, guilt, or even more heartbreak. It's not the magical cure it's often made out to be. Instead, it could potentially prolong the healing process, making it harder for individuals to truly move on. In other words, rebound sex is not a one-size-fits-all solution to a heartbreak. It might provide a temporary distraction, but it's not a cure. It's important to give yourself the time and space to heal, to understand your emotions, and to rebuild your life. Rebound sex is not a cure-all for a heartbreak, because in the end, true healing comes from within. Number 4. Love conquers all. Can love really conquer all obstacles in a relationship? Let's delve into this common myth. There's a widely held belief, propagated by countless romantic movies and novels, that love alone can overcome any obstacle. You've probably heard the phrase, love conquers all, on more than one occasion, but is it truly the case? Love is undeniably a powerful emotion. It binds people together, helps us to understand one another, and encourages us to grow. But love, in isolation, is not a magic potion that can miraculously solve all issues. Think about it. A relationship is like a complex puzzle, and love is a crucial piece of that puzzle. However, there are other equally important pieces that need to fit together for the puzzle to be complete. Respect, communication, understanding, trust, all these elements are just as vital. If any of these elements are missing, the puzzle is incomplete, and the relationship becomes unbalanced. Ignoring or downplaying these elements in the name of love can lead to dissatisfaction, resentment, and ultimately, the dissolution of the relationship. So while love is a significant factor, it's not the be-all and end-all. Let's not forget that being in a relationship is about going through the highs and lows of life together. It's about compromise, sacrifice, and working through issues, and all that requires more than just love. In conclusion, love is important, but it's not the only thing that matters in a relationship. Number 5. A perfect relationship. Do you believe in the existence of a perfect relationship? This is myth number 5, and it's a doozy. Many of us grow up with fairy tales and Hollywood romances shaping our expectations of love. We are often led to believe that a perfect relationship is one free of disagreements, faults, or challenges, but let's burst that bubble right now. Relationships, like people, are not devoid of imperfections. They are a beautiful, sometimes messy, amalgamation of two unique individuals coming together. They involve compromise, understanding, and a whole lot of patience. They are not always sunshine and roses, but that's the beauty of it. The struggles, the disagreements, they all contribute to growth, both as individuals and as a couple. The notion of a perfect relationship is a myth, one that sets unrealistic expectations and can lead to dissatisfaction. What truly matters is the effort you put into understanding, accepting, and loving your partner, flaws and all. Remember, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship, only a perfect effort. In conclusion, how many of these relationship myths did you actually believe? We've navigated through the illusions of changing our partners, cheating as a destiny, the rebound sex myth, the overrated love conquers all, and the belief in an ideal relationship. It's important to approach relationships with realistic expectations, questioning the myths we've been fed. As we journey on in life, let's challenge our beliefs and foster healthier, more genuine bonds. Remember, the best relationships are built on understanding, respect, and love, not myths.
Thanks for joining us today. Do you agree or disagree with what has just been said? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed our content, please tip us with a like, hit that bell icon to stay updated, and don't forget to subscribe.